A very, very good morning, everybody. Welcome to SABC M1 Studios for the incredible launch of Namola. My name is Babi Moloi, a part of the SABC 3 family on a show called Trending SA. We talk about trending topics, we talk about what is at the forefront of South Africans in their minds, in their conversations, and I suspect that this is going to make a big dent in today's talking points and trending topics. I'd like to observe all of the protocol and welcome everybody. Our representative for the MEC of Community Safety, senior police officials who are present with us this morning, members of the SABC board and executives from Dialdirect and Namola, who are our hosts today, business leaders, members of the media, and fellow South Africans. We have apologies from the Minister of Police, who's got a call from the President to fly down to Cape Town for an urgent meeting, and also an apology from the MEC for Community Safety. And as we've said, we are streaming live as well, so welcome to everybody who's watching across the Namola, SABC, and Dialdirect platforms. So we've got to get the word out, and the best way to do that is using our social media. You can use the hashtag #SASafe and get everybody talking about Namola. So here to tell us a little bit more about what exactly it is, I'd like to welcome anti-crime activist and chief ambassador for Namola, Yusuf Abramji. Over to you.
Good morning, Pabi. Good morning, South Africa. Let me first of all acknowledge the presence of the Chief Director for Community Safety and the Head of Gauteng Traffic, the Acting CEO of the National Broadcaster, the Head of Dialdirect, the CEO of Namola, Piet Matthey, fellow South Africans. I need not tell you that crime is a problem. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yes, nice yes, which means that crime isn't really a problem. Is crime a problem, yes or no?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's not beat about the bush. The criminals are running amok in this country. I'll repeat it if you haven't listened properly. The criminals are running amok. We as South Africans are very good to point fingers, to blame government, to blame the police, but really the time has come for us to find solutions. We have to find a way to make South Africa safe. I, as you well know, have been involved in the fight against crime over many, many years in different capacities. And in December last year, I was approached by the Namola team to say, don't you want to become the chief ambassador for this Namola safety app? And I had a look at it and I embraced it. And I decided to become the chief ambassador because I am of the view that technology is the future. We can make South Africa safe if we join hands and we strengthen partnerships at every level. So in a nutshell, what is Namola? If you phone, and sorry, General Nkuna, the head of visible policing from Gauteng is here. If you phone 10111, all I'm prepared to say is God help you. Because we know 10111 is a problem. Communication is a problem if they're not on strike. We know that sometimes you have to spell the name of the streets or the street where you have fallen victim to crime, and it is valuable minutes that is going wasted, which could save your life. In a nutshell, what is Namola? Namola is a free app available to the people of South Africa. You download it free of charge, you register, which means that we do away with all the hoax calls, which is a big problem to some of the many control centers that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce that when we approached Dialdirect, a leading insurance company, we went to Tom Creamer, to Warwick, to Mandy, the team, and we said, we are a non-profit organization and we want to make a difference. Would you be able to sponsor this app? And it took them virtually a few minutes to say, we're happy to invest to make South Africa safer. So to Dialdirect, our corporate national partner, thank you for the support, and I think that deserves a round of applause for it. And by the way, Chief, they also have an app called the Dialdirect Safe Driving app, which promotes road safety. And I'm sure, I spoke to the MEC, I'm sure you're going to be endorsing it, whether you're a client of Dialdirect or not. Secondly, we then approached, through Dialdirect, the national broadcaster. And I'm delighted the acting CEO is here, because I'm of the view that the national broadcaster has a very important role to play, CEO. We have to make a difference. Crime affects every citizen, and I'm delighted to announce that the national broadcaster, particularly SABC3 and Metro FM, has come on board as a media partner to this initiative, and we are delighted that the national broadcaster is doing whatever it takes to make South Africa safe. Thank you for that partnership, CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. You download the app, and in case of an emergency, all you have to do is to press the emergency button, and within a few seconds, the message then goes to the National Control Center of Namola, and the controllers will then get your alert and see exactly where you are. So there's no need to tell them, I'm at the corner of Henley and Artillery Road in Auckland Park. They will know exactly where I am. So in the event of me being a victim of crime, you just tell them I've been hijacked, I've been robbed, and you put the phone down. They will then alert the nearest police vehicle, be it SAPS, be it Metro, or even the CPF, the Metro, the security companies, to say, go and see what we can do. So here we are. You press the button, and as we speak, the alert is now going to the control center, and on the screen, it will show my photograph, which means that all hoax calls are done away with. And if somebody doesn't call me back in 3 minutes, I'm sure somebody's going to be without a job today. And that is what we pride ourselves on, is to say how we can make South Africa safe, because the reality is, there we go.
There's the call.
Hi.
Good day, this is Jerome from Namola. What is your emergency?
Thank you. I'm just testing the app. Thank you for the call back.
No problem.
Probably, Pete, about 40, 45 seconds. And that is exactly how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So the minute the controller has the alert, he alerts the nearest police vehicles via the 10111 centers or the local police or the Metro police or Gauteng traffic or provincial police or security companies. And we've had many, many success stories. We took Namola to the Gauteng Community Safety Department. They looked at it, they endorsed it, they partnered with us. We then had an approach from Stellenbosch Municipality, who's running the project down in the Western Cape. And really the idea with going national is to take this app to the people of South Africa. My appeal today is download the app, use it because it will save your life. But thanks to technology, let's have a look at this video that will give you a bit of more background as to exactly how Namola works.
Namola is this free emergency app that connects South African citizens to safety. You can basically access emergency services by a press of a button. When you press your assistance request, I'll be able to tell who it is, I'm able to see where you are. You are required to say what type of emergency it is so that we know who we should get ready to call out. Do you need police assistance? Do you need an ambulance to be called out? All we need is you to click that button. We'll make contact with you.
Okay, we will use your GPS coordinates to send the Metro Police to you. I will follow up with you as soon as I have a response from Metro.
We don't just cut down the response time, but you have a dedicated response agent that will be there every step of the way, keeping in touch with you, sort of holding your hand until help arrives.
Someone broke into my house. Can you guys please come and help?
I don't see why every South African should not be downloading Namola. We are trained to work with every incident possible, whether it be house robbery, to accidents, to individuals having heart attacks. No matter the severity of the emergency, Namola is there. One of the incidents that we worked with, a single woman was at her home past 4 in the morning, where a perpetrator was busy breaking into her house. The female made use of the Namola app using the built-in SMS feature where we could communicate in silence. The person that is being robbed cannot speak. Can we please get police at number 157? In a matter of 15 minutes, the perpetrator was caught. It was rewarding knowing that I'm helping somebody on the other side, where I could serve as a voice at the moment of need.
Condition yellow, patient sustained cervical spinal injuries.
I've been 29 years in the industry, and there are 3 things that are vitally important to the fire service. One is location, knowing exactly where we're going to. Secondly, what we are dealing with. and thirdly, the rapid response. That determines a life or death situation.
I've used Namola 2 times for break-ins and 1 time for an accident, and it's very effective, very good. It's quicker than a police call, and it's quite easy to use.
We all have been affected by crime in South Africa, and it would be the best thing to get an app like Namola that you can quickly just push the button and ask for help.
Being a female student, it's really daunting sometimes walking home late at night, especially after examinations. So it's really comforting to know that I have safety at the push of a button and it's free.
It is a game changer. The app itself gives us more time to respond actually much faster than on the radio, especially when a person is in distress. Getting to people faster is actually, it's pleasing to me.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you a quick background as to exactly how Namola works. Let me say it again. With an average of 52 murders in South Africa every day, with an average of 1 robbery being committed every 15 or 20 minutes, with an average of 1 person being raped every 15 minutes, I can carry on and on and on. We have a national crisis. This week, we heard the very sad news, and our sympathies go to the SABC, that the head of legal services was gunned down. The killer or killers are still at large. We have to make sure that those people are arrested. And we have to use technology. So if anyone out there knows who's responsible behind the murder of the head of the legal department at the SABC, for example, press the app, give detailed information. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Ladies and gentlemen, aside from Dialdirect and the SABC, we want to partner with the people of South Africa. As much as we blame Fikile Mbalula and blame him for as long as you want to, and we blame the MEC, we have to roll up our sleeves and we have to make South Africa safe. I'm happy that Andy Mashayile, my dear friend and anti-crime activist, Turnback Crime Ambassador, is here. General Nkuna, the head of visible policing, you guys do a superb job as the police. And I say it again, the majority of policemen are honest and hardworking. And those rotten guys, you must check them out, General. Please stand up, General. I think people like you, we salute you. We salute you because we know the majority of our officers are honest. We have the chairman of the Gauteng Police Board here, TJ. Thank you for your support. We know CPFs have a critical role to play. Today, the most of information is on social media. You get your information about crimes probably on WhatsApp, on other mediums. And that is how the security companies even respond. I'm happy the CEO of the AA and Leighton Beard is here. Organization playing a critical role to promote road safety, like Dialdirect is doing. Everyone here is a partner and we have to work together. There's a company called Vision Tactical. Where's Yasin? They're active in Houghton. I think in 1 week alone, their security company arrested 25 criminals. So everyone has a role to play, and as much as we depend on the police, we know that government has a responsibility to protect us. But ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Namola is Piet Matthey. He gets paid for being CEO, so I'm going to ask him to talk about the technical aspects and very quickly explain how Namola app works, and he's going to appeal for the CPFs as well, Piet.
Yes, so I think our video did a good job describing how the Namola user app helps citizens get a response more efficiently and faster than using some of the other traditional channels like phoning 112 from your cell phone, for example, which just patches you through to the nearest police station. I think what's also very important to remember about the Namola app is how important in an emergency situation it is for the complainant, the person requesting the assistance, to get that ongoing feedback. Because if you're just in the dark after you've logged your request and you don't know when somebody is going to arrive and you feel like you spoke your piece and now you're not being heard anymore. Namola takes that away because we constantly communicate back to the user, either through the messaging channel of the app or by phoning the user back periodically to check in, as well as escalating things with the police if it becomes more and more urgent. So the citizen aspect is one of the aspects that we're working with. But as Yusuf explained, crime in South Africa has taken on such an enormous dimension that we all need to support the police. And many communities are doing a great job supporting the police through CPFs and neighborhood watches, actively patrolling their neighborhoods. Sometimes they bring in not-for-profit, they start these not-for-profit neighborhood watch organizations that bring in private security that also patrols the streets. And because we want to make sure that we get people, the citizens using the Namola app, all the assistance they can, that is available to them in their area, we have developed a product called Namola Watch, which allows CPFs and neighborhood watches and other community safety initiatives to join the Namola network so that when an incident is reported by a citizen, that it can also go out to the registered community safety initiatives in the user's area to augment and support the response of the police. So I think it is very important for any safety initiatives across the entire South Africa to get in touch with us at Namola. You can use the app to request assistance, and our call center will point you in the right direction to get you signed up. But if we can take all the community safety initiatives that are little cells in the body of South Africa and we all stitch them together through Namola Watch, we can have a safety net that spans the entire width and breadth of our beautiful nation and hopefully use that to support the safety of all citizens in South Africa. Additionally, local law enforcement in metro and local municipal areas also play an important role in safety. And for that purpose, we are taking the learnings of our pilot projects with the Gauteng Community Safety Department, as well as the Tshwane Metro Police and the Tshwane Metropolitan Municipality. We're taking those learnings and we're rolling it into a product that we are going to start trialing next year called Namola Smart City, where we take all the information that comes into Namola to also assist local authorities to better understand where the real-time incident distribution is, how to better allocate resources, help with the reporting and analytics, because Namola has like the locations of officers using their GPS-enabled radios, etc. We can take all that information, aggregate it, and start giving local authorities a better view of what is happening in their cities. And we're going to start trialing that with select local authorities next year.
Thank you, Pete. You've earned your salary for the week. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude. The Minister of Police has given his full endorsement to Namola. He's apologized. He had to fly to Cape Town. They've summoned them to an urgent cluster, justice and crime cluster meeting. I hope they're probably bringing the army to fight crime in Gauteng and the Western Cape. The MEC and I had a very long meeting yesterday. She was supposed to be here, but she's been also summoned by the National Council of Provinces and the Premier for an urgent discussion. But we have their full support, we have their full commitment. The Minister has asked me to convey to the people of South Africa not only his support, but his appeal for you to download the app and to make sure that you use it in an emergency. As of this morning, we had 84,050 downloads, and I hope, thanks to the SABC and our other partners, we're probably going to be on 100,000 by next week, if not more. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, the fastest growing safety app in South Africa. Again, please download it free of charge. This is the new weapon to make South Africa safe. Let us join hands, let us strengthen the partnership, and I know the national broadcaster, the acting CEO, Nomsa, is unanimous that as much as we have bad news in South Africa, there's also good news. And the Chief Director will tell you, thanks to Namola and the pilots we've ran, hijackers have been arrested, murderers have been arrested, armed robbers have been arrested. The response times have been speeded up tremendously. I don't have the exact figures, but we are talking of virtually dozens and dozens of breakthroughs. That shows to you that there is good news amidst all the negativity, amidst the blood, the bodies, and the bullets that we have. There is still good news, and the good guys are doing a good job. And that is why I talked to the CEO to see maybe we can start a 911 type show where we can highlight, probably maybe we can give you a broadcasting job there. We can highlight the fact that there is good stories to be told and always bring reality TV to the people of South Africa. Again, congratulations to Dialdirect, to the Namola team, to the CEO, to our partners. Let's join hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make South Africa safe. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Thank you so much, Pete. I can see how much passion there is in this auditorium and from yourself, to really give South Africans an opportunity to have their SOS calls get directly to the police. And that's what Namola is all about. I am, what did you say, 8,550?
84,050.
Yeah, I'm 51 because I downloaded the app today and we're going to roll that out across the country.
Test it every week, Bobby. Make sure they call you back.
Absolutely. All right. So now let's hear from the Chief Executive Head of Dialdirect Insurance, Mr. Warwick Scott Roger. It's all in your court.
Morning, everyone, and hello, South Africa. I think we can agree that there are very few South Africans across all spectrums of society that haven't been impacted by crime. That shouldn't be the case. Sorry, that must not be the case.
Yeah.
We need to stop this. I share your passion. Thank you for having us part of this journey. As an insurance company, we're reminded every day about the travesties of crime, and it's not the loss of property of our customers, it's the trauma that they experience. We feel it with them, we hear it over the phones each day. Now, we as a business, proudly South African business, can sit on the sidelines, we could point fingers, we can blame people, or we can walk towards the problem. We don't want to be part of it, we've got to do something about it. We are a hugely committed business in South Africa. We've got a job to do. And we really are proud to support all the good things that Namola have shown. And Pete, you alluded to all the exciting things that are ahead in terms of this journey. Dialdirect as a business has never accepted status quo. We're a challenger. We've relooked at landscapes for many years, and we've had to do things differently. We've looked at different ways to do better business for our customers. And we've cut out the middleman. We've launched online sales. We've first insured to give data to South Africans to go online, first in the world. And to your point, Yusuf, we've now launched a driving app that makes SA drivers safe, makes South Africans, or urges them to drive safely and earn cash back. Now that's all largely underpinned by tech. And Peter, you're the guru. You know what tech does to society. You know how important this is. It's engaged if it's simple, easy to understand. Our tech has been built by South Africans for South Africans. When we're exposed to Namola, it's exactly that. Built by South Africans for South Africans. Now, for me personally, I endorse it. I've used it, not just tested it. I've actually used it. It works. And there's many ways in which we can try and combat crime, I believe. But starting is probably the first avenue. And making a platform available to not just a few, but all of South Africans, because you can download it for free, and 85,000 have already done it. We're going a long way in combating crime, because there's nothing more frustrating than not being able to get help when you seriously do need help, and you're in a moment of serious trauma. In fact, you don't even need to phone anyone anymore. You just click a button, and they'll phone you, and they do. And even if you don't want to speak to them, there's a chat functionality, which for a tech-leading business in insurance, we love that. We have a lot of customers who chat to us online. So we automatically drawn to this piece of tech and this platform. As I said, we've got a duty upon us as citizens, not just to collect the journeys ahead in terms of what we're going to do to make a difference. South Africa needs more of corporates who need to invest in making South Africans safe. There's no more excuse now not to report a crime. Any crime, anywhere. We need to remove those criminals off the street. They need to be brought to book, and they need to be faced with the long hand of the law. There's no better time than now, and now is the time to make SA safe together. And thank you for including us in this journey. And thank you to all those partners sitting here today. And we urge South Africans to really make a difference. You can, it's easy. It's very, very easy. Do it for yourselves and your family. And it really will give you that peace of mind. And thanks for having us.
Executive Head of Dialdirect Insurance, Warwick, what you said is so important. For South Africans, by South Africans. And there really is a way that we can make a difference. So please spread the word with the hashtag MakeSAGreat, and we'll get it out on social media. But of course, we are also supported by the SABC, our official media partner for this event. And here to tell us more about this partnership is Acting Group Chief Executive Nomsa Philiso. Over to you, Nomsa.
Thank you so much, Bobby. And good morning to everyone, my co-panelists, the media, and everyone else. Thank you so much for making the time to come and join us as we unveil this very important initiative from our partners. I think what is important for us is that as a public broadcaster, this is one of our core values to help shape and design the society that we dream of. And the society that we dream of is a crime-free society. But I must be honest to say that in the past while, we've become desensitized as a nation. We gasp in shock to say, oh, this has happened, and then next week we move on. This couldn't have come at I don't know whether one says an opportune time for us, but SABC is in deep mourning, as you would know, as Yusuf said. We've experienced one of the most brutal killings. We cannot explain how a person gets shot 5 times and it just becomes faceless. So for us, it's a matter that is very close to home, particularly in this week. And we were actually talking earlier to say, you know, how ironic that it has to happen on this day. And I just want to say that from an SABC point of view, as much as SABC 3 and Metro will be pioneering the launch, I think South Africa can be rest assured that we are going to put the entire power of the SABC behind this app. And this for us is in honor of one of our own, you know. So in honor of Sizwe, that's what we are going to do. As you know, that our radio stations have got about a 72% share of the market. And on a weekly basis, we reach about 28 million people. So we want to see that 84,000 improve. So we will do our best to make sure that this app succeeds. And as somebody said yesterday in the memorial service that we had, is that part of the problem is that nobody says anything, nobody does anything. He even went and made an example to say, you will see somebody that drives a Porsche and you know they don't have a job. Why don't you stand up and say something? And it is those things that are preventative that we also need to shape our society into saying that if you see something untoward, something must be untoward. You know, trust your instincts, listen to that inner voice, because sometimes crime happens and we could have prevented it. And I just want to thank Dialdirect that we've come a long way. See my old friend there, Mona. We've come a long way in terms of partnerships, but it has been a partnership about, you know, commercial transactions, and it is quite humbling that we're moving it to the next level where it is about it feeds into our public mandate as a broadcaster. And I see that Yusuf doesn't miss a bit. He's already pitching for a show. That's not how it works. We don't pitch for a show on a media launch, but thanks for trying. Yeah, so for us, it's just to assure you of our absolute commitment. And as I said, that, you know, SABC 3 and Metro will pioneer, but we will put the muscle of the SABC behind this app and to make sure that, especially now, going into the festive season, all of us are getting jittery, let's be honest. All of us are getting jittery. That is that time of the year. You're starting to hear, even in our neighborhood WhatsApp groups, everybody's getting unsettled. And I think if we can give anybody some peace of mind to say, at least there is this thing, you know, in the next few months that you can give yourself a peace of mind, it will go a long way. It really will. So thank you again for the initiative. It is truly, truly appreciated because we need all the help we can get. Yes, we have all the reach, but from a technology point of view, because every single intervention will make a difference. So we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Acting Group Chief Executive Nomsa Philiso, and our condolences to the SABC family at this loss. I think it's so important to harness the immense power that the public broadcaster has and bringing this to light across the country. So thank you once again to SABC as a whole, but of course SABC3 and Metro FM. Now to speak on behalf of the MEC of Community Safety, Chief Director for Community Safety, Steve Podile. It's over to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning all co-panelists. As having been introduced, my name is Stephen Podile. I'm representing the Department of Community Safety, MEC Nkosi Malobane. As you've all have heard that she had a pressing meeting to attend. And for the provincial government, as led by Premier David Makura. The theme, I want to give this thing a theme. I will call it, Yusuf, a partnership that works. Yeah. Partnership that works. I stand proud here to say, when you first mooted the idea with the MEC and we piloted it and we tested it in our offices, we thought it is just one of those things that people talk about. You know, now of late, when we talk apps and we talk this, we talk that, there are so many people that, you know, it's as being spoken to earlier, a talk show. I'm sitting here to tell South Africans that I've been part as a department of the pilot project. There have been 75,000 downloaded apps in Gauteng only. We've tested about 15,000, and there's about 1.5 live situations that have taken place, and I can tell you now that this is the system that works. Speaking on behalf of the MEC, when you first met her, she gave an instruction that we are all going to support this thing based on what we were seeing. And on the clip there, the clip that you saw, we've devoted vehicles. We've got about 75 VW GTIs that are in support, that are fitted with the system of Namola. And that is a demonstration from the provincial government of seriousness insofar as crime prevention is concerned. By the way, as I wrap up, we have a project called Deliverology. It is the aim of this provincial government to reduce crime and road fatalities by 50% come 2019. So I stand here in good support of the Namola app, and I encourage South Africans to download the app because it's a free app anyway, and in that partnership, we can together solve crime. Thank you very much.
I love that, the verpas for safety. That makes a lot of sense. And a partnership that really works, making sure that what we talk about doesn't just end up in boardrooms and even on social media, that it actually gets enacted. And this is truly revolutionary and a way forward. So a massive thank you, of course, to Dialdirect, the SABC, all our senior officials from the police who are here today, members of the media, and of course, Namola executives as well. This now is the big moment that we have all been waiting for. So if I can ask Yusuf, Pete, Warwick, Nomsa, and Steve all to join me in the center as we press the button and switch on Namola, rolling it out nationally across South Africa, giving everybody in South Africa an opportunity to have their SOSs get to the police on time. Absolutely. So I will do the countdown. In 3, 2, 1. Namola is live. There we go. That's great. Thank you so much, everybody. Continue spreading the word and have a wonderful, safe day.
But I still want my show.
I think we should hug. It feels like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's the only way we can make South Africa safe. We just have to join hands, you know.
Kelly,